or actually it's mentioned to him, he says there has to be evidence of repentance, and it must be externally demonstrated. Moses said the same thing to Israel. He said, remove your foreign gods from among you. In our culture, in our world today, they want to remove God. They want to remove God because if they remove God, then they can put other gods in its place. Their gods. The gods of immorality. Their gods of cheating and stealing and so forth. To do what they wanted to do. God will not share worship with any other deity. And that's what Samuel's saying here to Israel. He's saying, God will not worship, will not share worship with any other deity. When we come to worship, what do we bring with us? Do we come to worship God, or do we bring a lot of other gods with us? Samuel urged the Israelites to get rid of their foreign gods. How about our idols today? They might not be gods of wood and stone, but they're just as dangerous. What holds first place in our lives is our God. Money, success, material goods, pride. Everything else can be an idol. I can go on down the list. But what takes the place of God in our lives? If we have foreign gods, we need to ask God to help us to dethrone them, making the true God our first priority and our greatest treasure. The second emphasis that Samuel said is fix your heart on God. Is our heart fixed on God? Establish a direct heart. It's the opposite of wavering, vacating, state of mind. How many of us are thinking about something else today? Right now. How many of us are thinking about something else? Third theme, he says, and the central theme is serve him only. It is not enough to cleanse our lives of our false crutches, idolatrous strongholds, brazen erected in our lives, but we should serve him and serve him only. With all what we do, what we say. Fourth element that in the commitment is Samuel's words in the last part of verse 3. It says, he will deliver them out of the hands of the Philistines. Meaning, if there's true repentance, and God is the main one on the throne of our hearts and our lives, and when we turn to God, that's true repentance. You know, I've seen a lot of people come and say they accepted Jesus Christ in their lives, and they're having a personal relationship with him, but in 3-4 years down the road, they're doing the same thing they did before. I ask the question. I'm not a Calvinist. I'm not really a true Arminian. And if you're not familiar with those words, Calvinists teach once saved, always saved. You can't lose your salvation. Arminian says there's a fine line that you can lose your salvation. I can find both of those theology thoughts and statements in the Scripture.